This is what I look like with an alto flute, okay? You guys! This is the Kingma. I noticed quite the drop off on this side. Do you see that? It sticks up quite far. Very, very sharp drop off this way. And the hole, as you can see, it actually kind of curves outward with it too. It feels like it focuses your air for you. It's almost a wave, but not actually. Solid silver head joint and body. The mechanism is silver plated. Closed hole, tubing thickness is 0.019 inch or 0.5 millimeter. This uses Straubinger Pads. The Cooper scale, handmade in the Netherlands, and it is special order only. This I don't normally see on other alto flutes. You see, it's like a riser for your C key. This is a very kind of a Brannen look. You can actually get an attachment like this to put on your C flute. I just like that it is actually made out of metal here and actually incorporated straight in. There are no extra ergonomic finger buttons. Usually there are. You will see them on the Pearl when we next look at them. Just at first glance, this kind of looks like a typical flute. You know, if you had absolutely no size reference. These keys are actually extensions of these keys down here. I do also enjoy how they've done the thumb keys. I think it looks really pretty. That is the extension of the thumb key. I really like the look of the pointed key arms as well. Now you guys have a size reference. This is a C flute, kind of your typical one. This is an alto flute. So those were the main differences that I wanted to show you guys that are pretty unique to the Kingma. If it's sterling silver, usually I'm like, oh, this is so heavy. But it's not actually. This is what I look like with an alto flute, okay? Okay, I can tell that I'm not used to the intonation up high. I'm kind of surprised at how small of an airstream I actually need for this. Usually for an alto flute, I need a much thicker airstream. So I don't actually think I have to push as much air. I'm kind of hearing a bit of an overblown sound. So I think I need to back off a little bit. Everything is very forward playing. It actually oddly feels a lot like playing my flute. Maybe that's not odd because this is a Kingma Brannen. It came out for a hot second. Behind your bottom lip for the lowest note. Up until the third register, it's still in front of my teeth. It rides higher. My lowest note, if I had enough space in my mouth, it feels like it's right here. I'm going to be labeling this according to the fingering. I'm fingering a low C, which I believe is a low G. When you're playing the flute, you want to feel a little bit of an air bubble in your mouth, as if you're saying pew, pew. You should feel a little air bubble, and that air bubble can move around. That's what this little swirl is. The little swirl is that air bubble. 2 octaves higher is when you get around here. Technically this is G5. The fingering is C6 though. G4 is only like around here. And then D is sort of in a no man's land here. B5 is here. I'm cheating a little bit because it behaves like my Brannen. The 6th harmonic on my Brannen kind of sticks out a little bit. I actually kind of think the air bubble comes down a little bit too. That 6th harmonic, it feels like it's here. If I open my mouth a bit more, then it can come out. It essentially goes back to what it was doing before. Up here is, I guess, F6. The G6 though, I really have to like open up a lot of my mouth in order to do it. G6 is like here. I don't have a lot of space for the topmost part, but you're not going to be playing up there very much. This is going to be a lot of very front of the mouth tonguing as well, right between my teeth. If you want to open up the sound, make it really rich, loud, etc. Behind the air bubble, you open up the space a little bit down and behind it. This will move with the air bubble. So let's say you were like up here and you're wanting to make these notes up here really rich. You open up the space a little bit down and back. And a lot of that open space is more so in the front half of the mouth, which is why I've drawn it so far forward in the mouth. If you want to make it really, really tiny, like a tiny thin sound, then you just concentrate kind of like a pinpoint air bubble right there, and you don't open up the space behind you. I think that's a slightly better representation of what I'm talking about. What I call no man's land notes, which is like the air bubble sort of sits not really against any physical spot in my mouth. I was noticing my tonguing was a little bit muffled on them, but it fixed it if I actually tongued literally right between my teeth for those. Like there. The air bubble wants to sit right in front in the space right there, you know, the space. Tonguing low notes, it's actually kind of against my lower teeth. And then as I go higher into like the middle register in between my teeth, and then it stays more so on the bottom part behind my front teeth. The tongue essentially follows where the air bubble wants to sit. That one that I just did is way too high. That's against my top front teeth. And you can hear how it fuzzes up the sound. But if I tongue between the teeth in the middle register, it just clears it right up. Light, bouncy. It's the way I like my mechanism. It's Kingma Brannen. So, you know. So because it doesn't have the ergonomic buttons, I actually weirdly feel like I have a little bit more flexibility of where I want to put my fingers. Maybe that's why they didn't put ergonomic buttons on here. I don't know. For me, I almost feel like it gives me a little bit more flexibility to kind of like shift my hand around, especially because I'm so dang small. You hear that? That like crispness? I can see that I have spent enough time on this one. So I am going to make my way now to the pearl.